Well, unfortunately, I don't think we have a quorum. But I think we're going to have a meeting anyway. Because as you all know, this will be my last meeting since I'm moving. So let's just run through the agenda. We're not allowed to talk about the minutes because it's a special meeting because we've rescheduled. Okay. So we'll have to do that in the next meeting.
Okay. I forwarded them this morning because I kind of panicked and I didn't know that we weren't going to be going over them. So I was like, anyway. Okay, so that's fine.
So the lamppost baskets, Tracy has well under control. You know, she's got it all lined up. She's on top of that. So yay, Tracy.
Okay.
Then Julie, you want to talk about what happened with the Mather Center entrance?
Yes, well, at the moment, it looks like we're unlikely to get the full budget that we had requested. And so the bigger projects like the entrance to the Mather Center look unlikely to be able to come out of our budget, at least. I guess we'll just continue the conversation with Public Works and see what we can manage between us and keep the conversation going with the neighbors and see, you know, if it's possible to change anything there, to work with what we've got to improve it, or just to leave it until the situation changes.
Yeah, we were given sort of a heads up that, you know, budgets were being severely restricted because of all the COVID expenses. So the budget put in was in response to the requests we had received from various people at Town Hall. But subsequent to that, there's been a revision on budgets to reflect all the expenses for COVID. So all these projects that we were requested to look at are now on perpetual hold. That's how we read, you know, we read the information we got. Would you say that's accurate, Juliet?
Yes, I don't know if it's perpetual, but at least for the moment, yeah. I like to look at the glass half full.
Yep. And then the other thing is, did get a notification from Linda O'Leary, that the new potential candidates for the board are going to go in front of the Board of Selectmen on the 23rd. And at that point, hopefully they will be approved. And then we can start talking with them about, you know, what roles they want to take on. But again, you know, that'll be Juliet handling that.
Okay.
And at this point, I want to officially announce that I am resigning due to family issues and moving. All right, the next thing on the agenda is the Pollinator Pathway. Juliet, go.
Yes, well, I just had this idea that the Pollinator Pathway is hoping to restore the riverbank along the side of the Mather sports field where Stony Brook runs, between that and the Mather Center parking lot. And the plan is to remove invasives and to plant natives there. And they have applied for a grant. It hasn't come through yet, but they need it's a $5,000 grant, and they need to have matching funds and volunteer hours. And they've done pretty well in their fundraising, and actually a few families volunteered to help. And it occurred to me it might be a nice thing if some of our commission members were to get involved as well. But no pressure, and we're not all here at the moment, so we can discuss this as and when it happens. I think it's likely that the Pathway will go ahead with the project and do what they can, even if they don't get the grant, because they do have some money now that has been specifically dedicated to the project. So I think just to make a start would be good, and we can help, you know, as we can.
That sounds great. I mean, if I weren't packing up my house, I would love to get involved in that. So.
Oh, you can do it. You can do it all.
Right.
Well, you'll have to let me know when the dates are so I can try to slot it in.
Yes, yes. Or just bringing coffee would be great.
Oh, my Dunkin' Donuts, right? Yeah.
Okay, so they're looking for someone to match that. Wait, I missed that last part. Sorry, I'm trying to write and listen at the same time. So they're looking for someone to match the grant, and they haven't found it.
No,
Or...
the requirement of the grant, the $5,000 grant, is that the pathway receives an equivalent amount in cash and volunteer hours, and the volunteer hours are valued so that you can,
Right.
a number and say that you've match funded.
Right.
And right now, I think between the cash donations they've received, I think it's close to $1,500, and the number of volunteers and promised hours, they're probably there.
Got it.
I think that with that money and the hours promised, you could make some headway that even if they don't get the grant. And it seemed to me that we may have some bodies that could, whose hours could be valued likewise. And maybe we can together. Because it's
I'd be happy to help too.
It's great.
Great.
Okay, so the next thing is the bus stops that we talked about in our last meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Again, with the budget constraints due to COVID, that project was completely kiboshed.
Yeah.
So that's no longer an item that we're going to be discussing for now.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, something changes with COVID and the budgets get rectified, evened out. Maybe we can revisit these things, but I think for now we're going to be drawing back on that thought.
On everything,
Yeah. All right. Joy, do you want to talk about no empty windows?
I mean, I don't know what I can do other than make phone calls, and I haven't had any response from either. What are their names? Oh, it's on my phone. The one who's in the company who's in charge of the Good Wives hasn't responded, and neither has the one for Tina Dragon. The Brooks Brothers property, they don't even have a sign up right now. It's just empty. So I don't know what their plan is. Maybe they have something going forward, but I haven't heard back from them either. I don't know if I'm great at hounding people. I think that's probably not my forte, but I'm willing to keep putting phone calls in and see what happens. But it's, I don't think they have a whole lot of interest in having.
Such a shame.
It is, but I was thinking maybe they just don't want to deal with. Maybe I was too specific on my message, but maybe they don't want anything blocking their sign for their phone number, but they have signs everywhere. It's not just their window front. So I don't know. Yeah, it is disappointing, but I mean, I'm happy to keep trying, but I don't know. I'm not getting a whole lot of bites.
I'm also not sure in this day how much the physical signage is relevant, because I mean, if you're looking for space, presumably the first thing you do is go online, as opposed to just drive around looking for big banners. And so it would seem, if you are driving around looking at real estate, how much nicer to see something that's vibrant and interesting.
I would agree.
And actually working, not just left to rot, and match it up with your online search, and you're done.
Right. I would absolutely agree with you, but I don't know.
Frustrating.
Yeah, it is. I was thinking maybe Sue Oki had some input. I was kind of hoping to talk to her today, but I saw her note. Because maybe she has some in the real estate world where she might know someone from those companies or whatever. But I guess I could talk to her in the future. I could give her a call.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's where that stands. Yeah. Oh, and then, as far as Earth Day goes, are we moving on or no?
Yes. Go ahead.
So Earth Day, I had some ideas for taglines. As far as Gorham's goes, but hold on, I might have to turn my screen off for a second to access another thing. Hold on.
Okay. Peaches says hello.
Oh, hello. You're going to be on channel 79, Peaches.
Oh, okay. So, am I back?
You're back.
So thinking, well, you know, it was like bringing Gorms back to gorgeous would be like a fun kind of tag. Yeah. And then I thought, even if, and I don't, it doesn't have to be a t-shirt sign. I don't know about you guys, but we have 5 billion t-shirts. But I thought it'd be really fun to pick different points of town and say things like, you know that whole theme of, you know, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Well, you could say something like, not all that happens on the pond has to stay on the pond. Like, you know, so people could remove their trash or whatever. So I thought that would be kind of fun.
Did you see the article in the paper?
I did. That's great. Yeah. I did. So piggybacking on that focus.
I mean, I've been getting a ton of emails from people complaining about it.
Yeah.
And literally, I mean, how do you enforce picking up your own garbage? And some of it isn't even garbage. I mean, it's like hockey sticks.
And goals that stick out of the pond forever. I know. I was watching one sink the other day and I was thinking, oh my gosh, it's softened up so much that I'm not going out there to get it.
But that happens every year.
Yeah.
Every year. Oh.
I know. Anyway, but so our new neighbor down the street, Caitlyn Whitaker, she was another one quoted in the article, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She went around and picked up a ton, I think, but I think she might be interested in joining on. She's
maybe she wants to be president.
She might. I mean, she is certainly pretty energetic.
Yeah.
So and she's right in the house. Used to be
I know which one.
You know which house, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, she's definitely a good candidate, I think.
I think you actually, technically, according to the bylaws, have to be on the board first before you can be president.
I'm sure.
So I think she would have to first get, brought onto the board and then.
Right. Yeah, but I think she just might be an interested party. I don't know about president, but she's definitely, I'm sure she'd be interested, but I can reach out. Anyway, so I don't know what you think about those ideas or what you'd like to do with it, or even how much you'd like to go forward since this is your last meeting. So
yeah. I think I'm going to let the new people take that on.
Okay.
So the majority of my efforts at this point are going to be to try to have a good succession. That's really all I can do. And other than that, what goes on next will have to be the next regime, so to speak.
Right.
I'm here for probably the people who bought my house want to get in right away.
Oh, wow.
So we're, because they're buying all our furniture, I'll be out pretty quick.
Yeah. That's great.
So, I'm not even sure I'll be here until April. So
wow.
I don't know what's going to happen.
Right. Okay. So who else is on the pond board? I don't even know.
Okay. Well, I can send you that later. This is okay. But let's stick to beautification stuff.
Okay.
Because I think that the Earth Day activities will need to encompass more than just
Gorms Pond, of course.
Some other.
So Elizabeth is going to organize.
On the subject of hockey sticks, I know anyone.
I'm sorry, we overlapped.
That's okay. No, I was just saying, picking up your conversation about the hockey sticks, because I live nowhere near a pond, and I came home the other day and there was a hockey stick in my driveway.
No.
That's funny.
Miracle.
No, I propped it up against my fence thinking that somebody would come and get it. Nobody's claimed it. And I routinely get lacrosse balls and all sorts of things. I just take them down to the swap shop.
That's a good idea, actually. It's a good place for it. I was thinking maybe the swap shop needs or maybe town needs a lost and found, because there were complete bags filled
Yes.
with beer on the side of the pond. I mean, you saw, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
I would just go
someone's
to the
gonna be.
swap shop. They may even find their original owners down there.
That's really funny.
Oh gosh, it's terrible.
Yeah, truly.
But I mean, Elizabeth wanted to get involved with setting up the actual Earth Day cleanups around town, not just Gorham's Pond. So
Okay.
it's unfortunate that she's not on this call. So maybe,
Yeah.
Julie, you want to get with her?
Yeah, I can reach out with her. I'd love to combine and do something. And maybe, if the new people are going to be approved by the 23rd, then they can be involved as well. That might be a fun
Absolutely.
kickoff.
Put
So,
them to
okay.
work right away.
What's that?
Put them to work right away.
Well, I mean, I think they both sound very, interested. So it'd be fun.
Well, there's 3 actually. And
I didn't realize.
yeah,
Okay.
and the one person was very interested in starting earlier, but I was advised by the powers that be that she can't do any work until she's officially a commissioner.
Okay.
So that's why I've sort of pulled back from that.
Right.
But
Okay.
Sue Oki is desperate for help with Adopt a Garden, so I was going to put them together.
Right.
So.
That's a good idea too. Yeah. Okay. Well, Elizabeth and I will figure it out from there. But wow, I don't know if there's a whole lot on the agenda then. I mean, other than Stony Brook.
The budget is pretty much,
Right.
COVID impacted, and we're just going to have to deal with what they decide.
Right.
Do you agree with that, Juliet? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's basically it. We've caught up on everything on, that we needed to catch up on.
Okay. So going forward, the minutes will all go to Linda then. Obviously, not you, Linda, and
we'll
Juliet.
Go to Juliet first,
right? And then
You need to send them
Juliet first. She'll okay them, and then to Linda and the rest. Okay, great. I just want to make sure I'm not dropping that. Okay. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I just said thank you.
Oh, thank you, Lucia. I mean, I'm sorry to see you go. You're such a great leader and such a great asset to our town. So your Vermont house, it's all settled, right? You're heading up?
Yeah, I mean we've had it for 20 years, so
okay.
I spent this summer repainting the entire inside. So
wow.
That was a COVID project.
Great. Yeah. That's great. Well, we're sorry to see you go, but happy for you too in this next
Thank you.
phase.
I think we'll be back. I don't believe it's forever, so that's why I'm not too worried.
I just need to find a little condo that I can still have residents in Darien, and then I can come back on all these boards I do.
Yeah,
right?
I'm thinking about just putting an extension on my house for you.
Oh, that would be great. We could be roommates. All right, guys. Take care.
All right, you too. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye-bye. Thanks for everything.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.